Alright, let's do this one. Apparently, DDG and his brother like beat the shit out of somebody. So we're gonna see what the hell happened.
Doodle, I got set. This report, is this report?
Oh, what you say?
Doodle.
Oh, just real quick. We gotta go on.
Ah, hell no. Yeah, that's disrespectful as fuck. Doo-doo garbage?
Doodle garbage. Like,
No recording, no recording, no recording, no recording, no recording.
Like I said, clip farming has gone way too far. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the situation, it looks like DDG has had enough of the clip farms of the nicknames. And to be honest with you, I think that this serves as a good and fair warning for those that are coming into any sort of place and space thinking they can just clip farm. Like I've been telling people on this platform before, clip farming is not a way to make a career. It's not something that's long lasting. It's not something that is fulfilling. And ultimately, like in this situation, it led to some sort of physical violence.
Well, I feel it. Like, that's disrespect. That's any disrespect. Whether you're online or not, like, people just aren't going to go for it. People just be thinking that content creators are sweet. And DDG specifically, like, he's one of the top content creators, like, out right now. You feel me? So it's like he's going to have security. He's going to have all these extra shit that, you know, celebrities have. Because he is a celebrity now, right? So it's kind of like, nigga, like, you're being weird. And I'm pretty sure the guy who did that be around 80 and shit. Like, I think he's known for, like, crashing out. And I'm like, bro, it's weird as fuck. Why would you want to be known for that? Like, just be chill, bro. Like, what the fuck?
People don't realize these content creators can totally get upset with the clip farming and the name calling and the stuff that you get off. These people have real feelings too. So DDG gave people a fair warning just a couple days ago that if they continue with the clip farms, if they continue throwing these insults, if they continue with the name calling, then this is going to be the situation.
Yeah, you will get beat the fuck up. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Fan came up to me on some doodle garbage, bro. I'ma hold that so goddamn bad, bro. No better.
Now, whether you believe DDG or not, this doo-doo garbage, you know, name calling or insult that stemmed from Bruce dropping him off in his beef just a couple months ago is clearly affecting him. And I know that some people might think that he's soft or whatever the case may be, but the reality of the situation is,
Nah, I don't think bro is soft. That's normal, bro. Like, if you have anybody talking trash about you, like, all the way, you're gonna be upset. Like, you're gonna be annoyed. You get me?
they don't know you, they're not going to tolerate it. And besides that fact, why do people think that this is the way to get content? Like, I think that this is so short-sighted, and maybe they've been influenced by whoever and whatever, or whatever the case may be. But even like Agent says, something that I agree with, clip farming and doing this sort of content is something that is not going to build you an audience. It's not something that's going to be long-lasting, and ultimately you are going to be forgotten the next day.
Why they disrespecting him like that though? You gonna yap nonsense to it right in front of his face? You got to be prepared for the consequences. It's not even clip farming, it's just being trolls, bro. It's just trying to be remembered. They don't even give a f being remembered. Like, bro, you're gonna be remembered as I just chose to troll, bro. And
yeah, that was just being reckless. How many times I gotta say it? Do I gotta say it again? Be okay with what the fuck you post. Be okay with being known for what you post, because the reality of it is that's exactly what you're gonna be known for.
We will never hear of you again.
And I do agree with Agent, but the foundation of streaming has totally shifted in the past couple of years, where this is what people see as entertainment. This is what people see as the content. They believe that getting their name out there, no matter what, and no matter what expense, is the way to go about doing these things. But ultimately, what he's saying is 1000% right. At best, this guy will be remembered as the guy who got snuffed out by Dub and whatever cameraman and DDG and his whole collective. At worst, he'll
not whatever cameraman. Chill, bro. Cameraman's important too.
Back to punching the clock. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you did all this in an attempt to become famous for what? Now, I'm not advocating for physical violence, so I wanted to see what Dub and DDG and the rest of the gang had to say about this, because although I don't agree with people insulting people, I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt and hear them out at least.
Grab me, I hit the so then I'm like, bro, what the f? It was like a large crowd and I security grabbed me. I'm like, bro,
I see it tiny.
And two, they probably felt comfortable enough to fight because I think this was at DreamCon, right? So obviously you have to get checked before you walk in there. You have to get patted down and everything in security checkpoints. So they knew he didn't have like no knife on him or something unless he grabbed like a pencil or some shit. So that kind of probably emboldened them a little bit more. You feel me? To kind of just be a little bit more reckless.
Sleep dog, boy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, my didn't get on that.
Nah, yes it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes it did.
Payson said crazy, isn't it, bro? Like, you gotta be careful, man. These people, like, you can't just be walking around disrespecting people.
I see Jason holding your camera and everything.
No, but it was, I had no signal. I had 200.
No, you had signal when we did that skit.
Yeah, they said you didn't show anything.
Nah, I know, but still, like, you know how that shit be, bro. They banned Kelly for a skit, man. I ain't trying to get banned for a skit.
Now, I think DDG was really just trying to save face here. He didn't want to get banned from the con. He didn't want any sorts of issues with Twitch, any sort of lawsuit or anything like that, and he'll deal with it in the private eye. I think that he's a very strategic and tactical person, so, you know, doing those things, he's good at covering them up. But ultimately, at the end of the day, and I can give this perspective because I am literally on the grounds of DreamCon. I came down for the weekend, and I'm recording this video hours after the situation happened.
Damn, bro, I should have went there, but to be honest, I don't even have the funds to get down there right now. But maybe someday in the future, right?
None of this really did anything at the con. None of this shook the airwaves. And all this guy got was the brakes beat off him. He was so unmemorable after the situation, it's almost amazing. Which has me thinking again about points that I've had in the past about clip farming and what it does for you. In my last video about Stream University, I had to take about these new content creators getting into this lane and don't rely on clip farming because it is not going to be something that will benefit you in the long run. If you don't remember, there were some content creators who had broke into Agent 00's room because they thought that he was running some black market and wanted to play into this whole theme of I'm taking advantage of the black market, stealing from it. But they literally broke into his actual room where actual things are, and it did not turn out the best for these guys.
What is Jay at? Y'all think it's appropriate to come in my room while I'm not there? It's a difference between content.
Even in that interaction,
to be honest, I did see that, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought that shit was kind of fake. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but damn, it might have been real for real. Like, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. That's the thing with this social media thing. Like, you literally have no way of knowing whether it's fake or real or not.
No Limit Jay still doesn't understand the difference. Agent is seriously looking for him and voluntarily says, I'm right here. Now, I don't think he's being forthcoming and truthfully saying, hey, this is me, I'm No Limit Jay. I think he still thinks that this is still a part of some elaborate skit and scam, but he doesn't realize that he's crossed the line. He's literally broke into somebody's room, and all for the sake of getting a clip up. Now, in Agent's sit down and hashing out of the situation, he gave No Limit Jay a warning, something that we've been giving out for a long time that a lot of these content creators do not understand.
I didn't think this was actually your personal room. They said black market. They said Agent Black Market. They said this room. So I came up here.
It has beds, it has things. Like
no, I know, but I'm not thinking. No, there's
so look, bro.
Rooms
If you came in here and on some content, busted in the room. If I'm in the room, I'm saying,
right.
You coming in here with that camera, you got to think, oh, we just minimize it. My analytics is up.
No,
like, my
I didn't
stream is up. My count up. It doesn't matter.
I understand that.
You came in the room. You didn't know where the stuff was, right?
You're right.
Because we hit it.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't come all in these rooms like that. I
bro,
was peeking around.
Look, just
and then we
let me share some intel with you, my.
Sure.
There's lines, bro.
And while I get what Agent is saying, and I totally wholeheartedly agree.
Damn, I wonder how many views that video got.
We have to look back at what's been happening over the past couple of years with content creation and realize that a lot of the stuff that's going on today are from actions of the past, stuff that we should have stopped and nipped in the bud a long time ago. But because we are now here, we're getting mad at basically these new creators for doing these things that their favorite creators have been doing in the past. Like, they're convinced that this is their way out. Like, this is the way to get a bunch of money, and they're willing to do any and everything in order to get that money.
All right, so I guess I'm getting fired.
We knew that. Yes!
Wait, what?
When the fuck did you? I said the same shit.
Corey to you was a big
I'm sorry. Sorry. It's kind of funny. I'm sorry. Let me chill. But
success at Stream University. You know, took advantage of the whole situation, had DDG react to him and his clip farming attempts, and it went over fairly well. He didn't put anybody in harm's way. But the idea of creating the content being just...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was kind of funny. Like, that kind of thing is like, all right, the silly, like the weird funny or the cringe funny, that's the shit that's going up right now, for sure. But, you know, when you breaking into people's houses and shit and doing all this weird stuff, that's where it's like, all right, bro, like, calm down, like, relax. But, you know, just little silly stuff like that, I don't think that's that bad.
A continuous clip farm for what he says to be money, to me, just doesn't sit right, because I have to ask, how far are you willing to go?
I went to Streamer U broke. My account was negative 612. My credit cards were maxed out, all because of content. I owed $322.50 on the Cash App. You know what's crazy, Chad? I had no bread to get back on that flight and check in any bags. I'm telling you, God is real, bro.
An inspirational story, but a warning sign nonetheless, because at the end of the day, there's something that is supposed to be more aspirational and inspirational to content creation than getting the money from doing said content creation. Because all that happens is you...
No, I won't agree with that. I won't agree with that for the simple fact that, like, yeah, it's like, you know, everyone just wants to do stuff, you know, that they love, right, and passions and all this stuff. But realistically, guys, like, it doesn't really... all right. Personally, for me, I feel like it doesn't really matter if you're not making any money, right? Like, if I love art, I can draw all day, but I'm going to be homeless if I don't find some way to make money off of it. You feel me? So, yeah, it's cool. Everyone who does do content should love it, and it should be their passion in it. But at the end of the day, bro, it's not. Like, you feel me? People are trying to survive, to be honest, at the end of the day. So while I'm not excusing like the crazy content shit and the crazy all whatever the fuck, you can't tell people what not to do. Like, you feel me? You can't tell people, oh, that's immoral. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, if they're trying to feed their family and, and they know or they think this clip is gonna go, I'm not gonna tell them to stop, to keep it a buck. And I know that might sound kind of crazy, but, let people do what they want. Like, it is kind of crazy, but you gonna tell the next guy to not feed his family? Like,
You realize that the negative things, the clip farms, the over-the-top takes are the things that reign supreme. So you're willing to do any and everything in order to basically get it off. So once they start to learn that people like DDG are essentially the method, they're going to continue to rehash that over and over and over and over again, even if it means getting hands put on you or distracting from what is supposed to be a beautiful moment at something like Streamer University, where people
hands, whoa, put your hands on me.
are coming to actually physically learn.
Garbage.
Who said that?
You said that. You want to escort him out?
No, who said that?
I was answering this question.
Get out.
Leave that. They talking about. I'm with Bruce. I'm a prank. They talking about. D.O. trying to die.
Another issue that I have with clip farming is that these people
Bruce, come on, DEO. Nigga, who watch Bruce still, bro?
get so wrapped up into it, instead of building the actual audience, but going for the clicks and the views, that it ultimately becomes their brand, and it can be damaging. I know y'all are tired of me beating this dead horse, but this is basically the Zoe Spencer paradox. Going out there, doing whatever it takes in order to continuously get some sort of traction, likes, or views, that it becomes your brand, to the point where you have the internet blasting you and calling you annoying for who you are.
I don't think Zoe's I don't think she's annoying. I think that's kind of her brand though, bro. So like, if you're not comfortable around it, then you're not comfortable around it. But that's just her brand, bro.
Now, with that being said, all of that could be true. It could be her brand, but at some point, people are ultimately going to get tired of this persona. There's nothing genuine about you. You're just wanting to and willing to whip out a phone and a camera in order to capture any moment. And that could be at anybody's expense. And ultimately, this will blow over sooner rather than later. But right now, this stain on her image of being annoying or being some person who commits SA without any sort of context behind it is hurting her in a bigger way than it is helping her. Now, with the
I feel that, but at the end of the day, gang, like, was she, like, the biting people and shit was weird, but I mean, shit, she got up, like, it's like, the end of the day, like, her shit jumping, like, I don't know. Like, I get it, bro, I get it. Like, the clip farming is off the wall, ridiculous, OD, niggas are doing crazy shit, but at the end of the day, we just gotta just see it for what it is and just kind of just, I don't even know, but I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, "Oh, content creators, stop clip farming and stop it," and like, bro, like, feed your family, bro.
the clip farming at an all-time high,
I'm gonna react to it though.
it begs the question, should there be some sort of ramifications for clip farmers? Now, I don't know what that is outside of just a community shunning, and ultimately, I think that the views will be reflected.
Screaming. A community shunning is absolutely fucking crazy, nigga. Calm down, bro. Like, it's not that deep.
Of the content that they put out, because what I've noticed this past weekend is that a lot of these clip farmers, a lot of these new age streamers, a lot of these people wanting to participate in this content really don't have a plan.
I can assign you tequila, so you get to test it out and take a picture with the bottle.
I don't know. It's really free Tory, so I don't know. I said it's free Tory. We signed with my man's Tory.
They're just out there trying to get the most outlandish clips possible.
No, bro. Hey, you guys.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm echoing my sentiments from the
Fuck. I'm sorry. This should not be funny, but goddamn.
Streamer University video and live stream that I did just last week. Again, in this video, I saw a bunch of up and coming content creators, people aspiring to be content creators, truly not knowing what they're doing, not having a
Damn it, bro. Fuck. I'm so mad I didn't go to DreamCon, bro. Cause it's like, literally, I wouldn't even wanted to like meet. I would not have wanted to like meet Asian or whatever the fuck, but I would have literally connected with every other person I seen with streaming. Literally, I would have been like, "Oh shit, you streaming? Oh yeah, I stream too. My name da da da." Like, I swear to God, bro, I would have left with at least 100 new streamer contacts next time, bro. By this time next year, I swear to God, we're gonna be out there, bro. Come on.
plan, not having a direction, not having an identity outside of trying to get the best clip possible. What did that woman try to gain from telling Agent that he's so fine she would suck his dick? Like, I understand the moment and it's funny or whatever the case may be, but how do you go about building a brand on top of that? I understand the guy doing the fake pass out thing. It's funny for the moment until it's not funny for the moment, and it gets not funny for the moment very, very fast. These are people that don't have any sort of repackaging plan for their content, you know, throw it up thumbnail title. They don't have any way of feeding it to another audience. They are literally searching for and looking for the biggest content creators at the convention or at whatever establishment they're at or whatever moment that they can get and trying to get some sort of clip from that. Like, how will that young lady go about uploading that video to a YouTube or to a Twitter? What thumbnail title? I told Agent 00 I would suck his dick.
No, it'll probably be a short, and then she'd probably make a long form video out the short. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what he's saying, bro. Like, clip farming is bad, but at the end of the day, bro, like, I mean, people gonna do whatever the fuck. So I don't think they deserve shunning, though. I definitely don't. And that's coming from someone who doesn't clip farm. Like, for me, I react. So it's like, just relax. This is kind of like a hate piece.
So the biggest content creators at the con, I would suck their dicks. Is that content? I don't think that that's content. That's just a clip. And that clip is not going to be long lasting. Ultimately, we knew that clip farming would get to a point where people were basically getting their hands and feet placed on them by anybody else because they are going over the top. And I don't condone what DDG, Dub, and the cameraman did to that young man today, but please let this be a warning to a bunch of people out there. Clip farming isn't content. Look, I want to take a second here at the end of this video to do something that I don't normally get to do. By the time, the reason that I make these videos, but this is a very
shout out, bro. But yeah, I don't know, bro. You can't tell people what the fuck to do. If they want to clip farm, they're going to do it anyways, so they can go viral and shit. So I don't know. I understand it, but I don't condone it either. But I'm not gonna hate them for it, and I don't think they deserve community shunning.